Good morning, good morning. I don't know if I can top this, but I'm going to try. I just love this. Whew, that's pretty. Okay. In my humble opinion. All right. Okay, these are the pieces we have left, which we're going to have too many, which I can morph over into the next project. So, I decided we're going to use this, right? And the prompt I gave myself for today is feed, which you have to feed all these sourdough type recipes every couple days, I guess. So I'm feeding my spread of paper here with this paper. Every day I've been tearing off a little piece, and it's been included in every single one of my spreads in my sourdough journal project. So today, and I'm trying not to think of how I tear the paper, where the color, what color combo I pick up, how big it is, how small it is, blah, 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 blah. Okay, that looks like a shark's tooth, but whatever. Okay. So today we're going to use this, apparently. I have allowed myself to use this side, tear this a little bit so that it doesn't have the white edges, the white torn edges. I have inked them. I can tear this into pieces and use the whole sheet, but in separate pieces, which I kind of think I might want to do today. I kind of was going with maybe I'll use this side and do something else. Ooh, but I kind of like this shape and this shape being connected with this. I guess you need teeth to eat, right? Maybe we should do this to feed. If you weren't sourdough and you were feeding, you would use your teeth. Could we do that? I don't have any held soft and, what am I trying to say? Hard and fast rules. I guess I am dyslexic because I kept trying to say soft and it's supposed to be hard. Does that mean I am dyslexic? I think I kind of am. As an adult. Ay, ay, ay. Maybe I've been watching too many California videos. I can say that because I grew up in California. Wow. I kind of was thinking I might... I really like that. Can I use white paper? Oh. I need to challenge myself. I'm going to use this side. Even though to me this tomatoey red color is jarring. But you can feed on tomatoes, right? Right. Is this a piece of pasta in tomato sauce with olives and a Parmesan cheese that's a little too yellow? A little too fake? Or is this the Parmesan cheese container that you get in the spaghetti aisle that we all grew up with as kids, unless you grew up lucky enough to grow up in Italy? I'm really really liking that, but then I don't know how to take it to the next level. I really don't know what to do here. I'm going to stop for a minute and collect my thoughts and come back. I really don't want to do that because then even though I could repeat them back to you, I don't allow you in my thought process. And that's kind of like in-process video should be like that, in my opinion. But I saw this yellow piece of paper sticking out of here, which it really isn't yellow, but it's got this color yellow in it. And some here too. This is some more paper that I painted on sketch paper. And could our tooth have a cavity? I don't know. All right, I really have liked this new shape I came up with by just playing in this journal. this moth shape, which if you look here, this is a separate piece of paper with the edges painted, and this was our starter paper, which was the same shape as this. And I just put them together and came up with this like moth, butterfly, starfighter, whatever they're called in Star Wars, wing fighters, I don't know what they're called, shape. And I really like that shape. And I have used a couple circles, but not, oh dear, not nearly the circles I normally use in a project, because I love the circle shape. But could I make some more of these, here we go, triangle shapes, maybe pointed ones. Ooh, I like that. Ooh, wait a second here. Here comes my quilting mind. Okay, we're going to do this shape right here. It's okay to not use the entire piece. My piece that I tore off had too much flour in it, so we're going to put some of the flour aside. Okay, now, could I tear some triangles in here? And this paper. So when I turned the camera off, I literally had it off for, oh dear. Well, that's going to go like that for a few seconds. And I'm like, no, I need to, do this on camera so that my in process stays in process. Okay. Now, I don't have a big enough piece. But could we add green here? And it really needs to be a darker shade of green if it's going to match. Okay, here's another piece that I did on Procreate. And I slowly have been chipping away at it. That's a little bit too big. Okay, we got rid of a lot of the brown. It's not really the right color green. This is a dark blue, but that's not right either. Oh, wait a second. What's this? These are stickers that I painted. And I don't know if that's... Plus, I can't tear that. I kind of want to keep it torn. Okay, here's another piece. The door is closed. Ignore the dog if you can hear him. He's barking at my husband. Their little routine in the morning. He'll calm down in just a minute, theoretically. Okay. Let's tear off some more of this blue. Now this tore off fantastically. Yes, that's a word. Because I think it was acrylic on magazine, so it kind of has crumbled in age, and I love that. Kind of wish that was not that shape. Well, I guess I could do this. Okay. And maybe tear this down just a smidge. Yeah. Okay, I'm okay with that. Okay. And I'm keeping the white because there's white in the paint in the background. But now all of these little scraps might go in here somehow. Now that color that seems to be wanted in here is the tomato sauce from our pasta dish. Ooh, okay. Here's another piece that I painted. This is why you paint your papers and you keep them in file folders for over a year, and then they marinate and turn into sourdough bread. But I love this bread will match perfectly, if I do say so myself, So, do I want to hole punch them? Ooh. I'm afraid to do that because it's a perfect shape, but it might make more sense because we don't have a lot of space to work with. This would be a gorgeous Indian blanket. Okay. Now, do I bring some of this other color in by doing it in snippets in places? I don't think so. I think that would take away from it. I like it just like that. Again, another easy project. But when you have all this paper sitting here and you have, I mean, it kind of, you've already done half the work when you painted the background or you painted some of these papers on book print or something out of a catalog or something out of a magazine. You've done a lot of the work and half the work. So you can move forward, in my opinion, with the other half, which is the creation. Build your supplies and then create. I love this piece right here. It's kind of delicate, so I have to be careful. And this is so much fun. I tell you what, I have really, in the last 4 months, November, December, January, and now February, 4 months, really kind of evolved to another level, in my opinion, in my heart, in these journals. I really so wanted to do the neat, orderly Project Life in pockets, December Daily, neat, orderly in pockets, things attached to pockets. In my heart, that's what I wanted. But in my brain, it's like, I don't do well with that stuff. I know I don't. It's too rigid, beautiful all the while, but too rigid for me in my brain. I have always wanted to be neat and tidy and orderly in my art, and it doesn't work for my brain. In my heart, I would love it, but in my brain, it just doesn't work. That's why, and when I scrapbook in 12 by 12s, I really didn't have that problem, but I also didn't have, 24 hours access to YouTube and expanding my sourdough brain and moving it into things that I didn't know existed. I kind of probably did know, like, a Picasso painting sometimes looks like this, or whoever, the Degas or whoever. Not really, there's no ballerinas here, but anyhow, I brought in more shapes than I was used to, more textures that I was used to, more things that were not in pockets. And in my journal, in my scrapbooks, I always had something matted, a photo matted on paper, then rematted on something else, or something else sticking out of it, and it had journaling on it. Even our terms have changed since I started, because I think when I was younger and I was doing stuff in 12 by 12 scrapbooks, I called it a text box. I mean, to me now, journaling sounds so much, I don't know. Everything has changed in my head, in my heart, and on YouTube. And it changed it brought in my horizons expanded my sourdough. My sourdough fermented, and this, to me, I love making this. I don't love making boxes and keeping things inside boxes anymore with strict lines. I don't even like cutting things anymore. I like tearing them. I can, and I do. But to me, just for me, it doesn't matter what anybody else wants or loves or can do or whatever. I finally got to the point that I know I'm never going to be Allie Edwards. That's okay. Allie Edwards is turning into me. Because when she did that mixed media painting video, it was maybe a week and a half ago now, where she just painted over a calendar that she had from last year. And she did so many layers on it, and my heart was bursting like a firecracker, like a fermented bubble, a yeast bubble. It just started bursting. I'm like, yes, I think she's kind of going into, at times, a more mixed media, bringing mixed media into her rigid grids. Rigid is not a bad word. Rigid is okay. Bringing her mixed, and I could be wrong, but I think I'm right. I'm always right. She's bringing in some of the mixed media techniques into her boxes. And because some of her covers and her subscription kits are mixed media. Some of the tops of a journaling card now are mixed media. Some of a solid journaling card has mixed media and then a quote over it. She's bringing that looseness into her lines, her boxes, her places to put things. Me, I mean, I'm like this in quilting too. I find a quilt pattern. I'm like, oh, but what if we did this? I get in so much. I tried to go into a quilt group with my friend that I went to Vietnam with, but we had to do this on Tuesday. We had to do this by next Tuesday. We were required to do this by the end of the class. And it wasn't a class. It was just a group that met. But by the end of the session, I'm like, I lasted 2 sessions. I'm like, nope. I lasted two episodes of the session. I'm like, nope. I said, you have fun here. She was new to quilting. I've been quilting for more than 20 years. I said, and the lady that was running it is a great teacher, a great quilter. Not my style. You have to keep your squares this big. Why are you sewing your square together with another piece of fabric, then cutting it down? You're supposed to cut them down rigid first, like, because that doesn't flow in my head. Anyhow, so the quilting police came to me in that class and that session, that group, and she's like, well, we need you to do this and we need you to do that, and can you do this now next time? I like the way you did it, but next time do it this way. I'm like, no, can't do it. Just can't do it. I mean, I'm making a coat now, a quilted coat, out of scraps that would just blow that teacher of that class out of the water. She was like, oh, what are you doing? That's what she would be doing. But to me, it's too hard to cut a square or a piece of paper exactly 3x3 or exactly 5x5. It's easier to rip it into a shape. And get this, that's just me. It does not mean that that's how you have to be. It took me a long time. I struggled. There were times when and I'm not saying I'm perfect by any means, because I've never taken an art class, sort of. Never really taken an art class. I took a painting class at this same place that did the quilting, but it was watercolors, and I got in trouble there too. Well, you're not supposed to put those 2 colors together because they don't go in the right places on the color wheel. I'm like, oh, but I like them together. I didn't last there. I lasted a lot longer there, and I had a lot more fun there. Mainly because we used either gouache or watercolor, and I could accidentally run my colors together in what is the word? I could be a bad person, a bad color person on accident, but not really on accident. Don't tell her, but it wasn't really on accident. Oh, my colors ran. I'm so sorry. Anyhow, I value everybody else's styles completely. I just pick out what I like, and then it comes out looking like this. And that's fine with me. Fine with me. And I'm finally in a place like that is okay. that's why I went away from doing my scrapbooks, my traveler's notebooks of my family online. I've done our trips since. I did my Vietnam trip. I did a Ireland trip in a traveler's notebooks, but it's not, I'm not in there. I hate getting my picture taken. I'm not in hardly any of the pictures. I want to go there to see the shrine. I want to go there to see the sheep. I don't want to see myself standing with the sheep in every picture. That's just me. That, again, that is just me. You do you. It is okay. And so my projects have evolved too, into making up stories, recreating stories, putting two stories together and seeing what happens, taking covers from a story. I mean, I'm still telling stories and I'm still creating a journal and on pages that I love without the rigid restrictions of Jane and Joe went up the hill to catch a pail of water. Jane went down the hill to get a worm out of the sand in my world. That's just, it's okay. It's okay. It is okay. We're all okay. To me, if everything looked the same, it wouldn't be fun, right? Right. I don't know why I felt the need to say that, but I did. But I love this. I don't even know what tomorrow's word is. We only have 2 more, I think. Because I again, this month I'm doing 2 projects instead of 1. Rest. Oh, that's a good one. Rest and discard. Those are the last 2. So rest will be on this, which is kind of cool because it's blue and it's peaceful. More peaceful. So really and truly, I only need 1 more. Oh, these 2 stuck together. 1 more card. Ooh, those have yeast bubbles in them. Can you see that? My paint stuck together. Looks like a yeast bubble. There's the other half of the paint right here. I might use my yeast bubble cards. So these couple extra cards will go into the project for the rest of the month, which I just came up with in the shower because the best things happen. The best ideas come to me in the middle of the night and in the shower. But I can't tell you because it's a surprise. Okay. Really, really, that is so different. But next to that, it's okay because it's layers of paper. In my eyes, it's layers of paper, not a pattern as much as it is here. But I still love that. I still love. Oh, I have to put our word on here. Feed. So feed to me really, really describes what is happening to me because I have been feeding myself with lots of different possibilities and watching different approaches to different things. And that has led to this. All that feeding of ideas has led me to this. Does this need a little, no, there's no black here. I was going to say, does it need a little black outline in the white areas? But no. Okay. We are done for the day. We still have a ton of paper left over, but I'm going to use it for the rest of the month. And the next project, which will need a couple more pages than this, I think. But I painted some more. I painted all the ones I had left, actually. No, I haven't finished. No. No. Okay. Enough talking, lady. Be quiet. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you all tomorrow. Bye.